Incredible morning. Hello, everyone. Incredible morning. How are you guys doing? All right, let me go over yonder real quick because I need to get this link. Waiting for it to pop up on Facebook so that I can hit share. And I also want to drop it as a link on a post that I made. All right, so let's go over here, out, back. All right, there we go. And let's copy link. All right, there we go. All right, so that's done over there. And we're going to go to my phone so that I can oh my gosh. Hold on, I gotta wait for it to post because I was all wrong on there. Hold on. Okay. So, we're going to come back out of here and I'm trying to find it so that I can share it. It's not coming up on my phone. I don't see, I did it from the computer, but I don't even have, that lets me know that they really mess with my notifications as far as like really distributing it and getting it out. And I don't understand why, but I don't even have my own notification. Like I would have to go to my page in order to see it, but they have not given me my own notification. So I can't really share it out. I was posting it to someone to let them know that I was live discussing it, but alrighty. So we're just going to wait until I can see it there and I can share it out. But for those of you who are here, who obviously it sent you the notification, we are going to discuss off of a post that I made. One to clear some things up from a message that I got because I was not bashing anyone, but there was like it was more so about how I don't say we because not me about how the creative community as a whole when they're starting out or even if they're in the game, like have some skin in the game, how we price. And I guarantee something on that same level, depending on who you're marketing to, they will end up paying a lot more. So that's what the premises of the post was originally about. But if you have not seen it, you can Google it, although I am going to show it here. I saw it in a news thing first, and they were showing the party favors for guests who attended Rihanna and A$AP Rocky's baby shower, which I'm still kind of on the fence because it's literally one picture. Now, I do know that the reports have said that there was no video, no phone inside of the venue, which I never understand. How is it that you put like everything else out there, but you're gonna tell people that come in, like, dang it, I can't let folks know I was at Riri and A$AP Rocky's baby shower. But you know, anyhow. Oh, there it is. Okay, perfect. All right, so let's go here. And then let's take the volume down. and then share, write a post. Which I'm still. All right, hold on. My groomer is back with one dog. I have to give her the other dog. Hold on. And I can't do that. I can't hold the dog and share. All right, so hold on one moment. Alrighty, I'm back. Sorry about that. Like I said, had to switch out the dogs to the dog groomer. Okay, let me. All right, let's go. And yeah, I switched out dogs. The money's on the top of the couch, and just in case I'm still here when she comes back. In the back, in their area. All right, there we go. All shared out. Okay, so let's go through this again. So, because I see while I was gone, the numbers jumped because they finally put out the notification. So anywho, hello everybody, welcome. I am Shakia, the professor of HS Inc. 365, the parent company of Silaholics Anonymous, the product line Honestly Speaking, and 365 Creative Academy, where I teach you guys to unlock your creativity. So yesterday, it was a report that this weekend there was a celebrity baby shower, and part of the baby shower, and it was like a rave theme, and they had these shirts. I'm going to say allegedly because it's really only one shirt that is circulating, so anyone could have. And the fact that it is like it looks exactly to the T, it's already available on different sites. I'm a little skeptical. So I'm going to say allegedly because what they're not going to do is ever come for the coins that we do have. So we're going to say allegedly that these were the shirts that were given at Rihanna and ASAP Rocky's baby shower. But major news outlets have posted it. So yeah, because I saw it on Entertainment Tonight and they kind of flashed to it. But there is no real also in that report, it was that no one could have they couldn't video, they could not take pictures and stuff like that. So don't really know, who all had it on, this and the third. Like no one really went. I haven't seen anyone's Instagram or Twitter to where it's like, hey, I was at the baby shower, like I got this shirt. So I've only seen the one. So I'm going to say allegedly that these were the shirts from the celebrity baby shower. This is really getting on my nerves. Like, for real. This is really, really getting on my nerves. Like, oh, I don't know if it's the internet, I just know that it is really getting on my nerves. Like, it's fine for a moment, and then all of a sudden it just starts acting crazy. Like, what the heck? All right, I'm hoping that I disconnected it from the Wi-Fi because no, I did not. This trouble. Oh my god, it's driving me nuts. It's driving me crazy. But anywho, and I really hate the fact that, like, without, like, the way that this camera is, it's like it needs light. So I don't know. Anywho, it's just gonna keep flashing on and off, y'all. So I do apologize because I'm not gonna keep getting up. I have no idea why it's going in and out like this, because there's nothing wrong with the signal for Wi-Fi. So I'm not sure. And it's connected via Wi-Fi. Not sure. Anywho, but these I don't have time for that. I'm just gonna look very, very weird in this picture, in this video. But what was I saying? God, I hate that. Threw me all off like that. I don't know what's going on with the lights. Ever since we switched the room around, everything has just been acting friggin' haywire, and this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Anywho, so we're gonna talk about the shirts, right? So I saw them, and of course, I had my thoughts and stuff as soon as I saw them. So let's just go right over to my screen share. We're gonna go here, and oh wait, that's our website, by the way. And we're gonna go over to wait a minute, where are they? Oh wait, it's up here. Okay, so this is what has me kind of skeptical on the fact that it was like an actual shirt at their baby shower, because it's already like, this one says 1995, and then there was another one that said it was like 20. Well, this is on a sweatshirt, and it's $29.95. And then there's a shirt somewhere that said 24. I don't see that one anymore. But the fact that it, like, okay, there is no way that from this picture, like just a little snapshot of the shirt, that you would have a very clear image of the shirt and like the design, like to where everything is exactly the same, right? So that kind of had me like, was this really a shirt? Well, actually, is it the same? Hold on. Oh no, it's different. Okay, so no, they just went and pulled the picture. At first, I thought it would, see, look, just that quick. So how I knew it was actually totally different. I mean, they did a really good job of laying it out, almost identical to where. Okay, so it is a little bit different. So it really is. But what I noticed was the R was different. This part up here first threw me off, but the R is very much so different than the other one. So maybe, yes, someone just recreated the shirt that looked like it. But yeah, upon further review, this looks like the Coca-Cola font. I can like the O right here, and the way the C is, it is the knockoff Coca-Cola font. This is just a standard font, so anyone can really do this one. But they did a really good job of putting this like right in the exact same spot. It's almost like they lined it up and then put it in the spot. That's kind of crazy. But yeah, so there are dupes of it now. But this is the shirt, and this is the backside that was posted. Um, that was posted. Scroll down. Okay, wait. I want to show it bigger, but not this. I went to their site. I didn't really want to go to the site. I probably should have just copied the shirt and then just, downloaded the image and then just showed it. But this is like the shirt, right? We're going to copy image. Let's go over here to Silhouette Studio and just go ahead and paste it over here so we can make it bigger and zoom in and analyze and stuff. So we're going to come back over yonder. All right, boom. So first thing that a lot of people kind of pointed out was this part up here. Before I get into that, let's the apparent, well, the reports have said that the theme was like a rave theme. Now, there could be one of two things going on here, right? Let's say they wanted it to feel as authentic as possible, right? And if it was a rave of someone that was not a celebrity, then they would not have quality shirts. So maybe they wanted it to be as authentic as possible. And wanted more of like the iron-on shirt type look. So I was like, okay, I'll give a little on that one. Maybe that's what they were going for. The part about across the top, we have not seen any of the other shirts. So we don't know if that is on all of the shirts to where it's supposed to look like you just went to a rave, you were bumping up against people and your shirt got dirty. Maybe they conceptualized the entire thing to be very, very authentic to a rave back in the day. So they wanted to have that kind of look on it. We don't know. We haven't talked. No one has spoken to the designer for them to break down how this whole thing was, right? Or it could be that this was someone who wore it at the shower and they got all dirty and stuff, and then they took the picture once they took it off. So that might be that was not on all of the shirts. It was just on this one particular person's shirt. I mean, the fact that it is all outdoors wrinkled lets me know that this was not the shirt like fresh out the pack given to folk. Because baby, that shirt is very, 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 very much so wrinkled. Very, very wrinkled. So it can be where it was a smudge. Here's the other thing that makes me think like it was either an intentional design or it was a smudge. And then one of the things that led me to believe that this was a printable transfer and not sublimation, DTF, DCG, white toner transfer, screen print, etc. And that is this part right here. It's almost like a straight line and then it comes down. So I was like, I wonder if when they smudged it, it kind of like got caught on like the shirt part got dirty, but the transfer didn't. It's just kind of weird to me that it is like, it is very just like the shape of it. It to me is kind of like, man, there. Yeah. So I was like, it's a little too perfect. And why did it stop like right there and not get anywhere else? Like if someone rubbed up against something. So I wasn't quite sure, right? But what led me to what really, really kind of caught my eye is this part right here, where it looks like it's a very, very harsh line. for like the edge of this, right? Now, some said, okay, could it be sublimation? The color of it looks very, very dull to me. And at first, I was like, man, that can't be sub. Like, that color looks really, really, really dull. Here's other, here's like a couple other things, whatever. Like, if it was like a sawgrass unfortunately comes out looking like that. But I'm like, maybe they cut around it, and that's like the impression of the paper, but then there's no other indentation really anywhere else. But then again, also, there's no other indicator other than this part right here. So that may have just been a wrinkle. Looking at the shirt from the back, this doesn't look like a polyester shirt in any way, shape, or form. This collar looks very, very thickish, which is more like a cotton one, right? And then we're going to come here. Now, this part of the shirt made me think, well, maybe it is a sublimation shirt because of how light and like how this is right here. Maybe it's a sublimation shirt, but then this part looks very, now I'm not worried about the color and as far as like the color, like the look of it being two different colors, because lighting can play a big part in how a picture looks. But from the back, like I've never had a sub shirt be this wrinkled. So some said, I see someone saying it can be a dull sub. I mean, unless you're using like a 65%, a 50% or something like that. So maybe if they use a blended shirt, it would be that dull, but you would also see more of a line of demarcation unless like they pressed it again. To me, my first thought like is really a transfer. It doesn't, the shirt itself to me, like there's a lot of wrinkles in it. And I don't know. I have, and I purposely put on one of my sub shirts, and this was not ironed or anything. It was washed and then put on a hanger. Most of my polyester shirts don't really get wrinkled like this, even through like going through the dryer. They're not wrinkled like this. So that's why I was like, this can't be sub, because it's just too many wrinkles. I mean, maybe a blended shirt. I don't really sublimate on blended shirts. So I don't think I have one that I've like really done and washed. I have one, but I don't think I washed it. It was just, okay, hey, this is what it looks like when you press to a blended shirt. But I don't remember washing it. So I don't know if it's like really, 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 really wrinkly. But yeah. So it's still like, what's crazy to me is the way that it was done. And maybe they wanted to really look like a really authentic, like old school type picture. The lines in it, once I saw I guess you can say like knockoff version of it, and the fact that the picture was super, super clear, right? I was like, okay, did the person that make it, like, did they do it to where it was purposely like a halftone? Because this image is very, very bright compared to his image. So maybe that was the artist in them trying to make them look closer to the same picture. Because if this was something that was pulled off of the internet, because, when you're a celebrity, all your pictures come up. Maybe they were trying to make her picture look closer to his, so they changed the way it is. Yes, I really analyze everything. Yes. So I was like, maybe that's why it looks that way. But then the lines in it just screamed printable transfer for me. Now, the back part of it definitely doesn't look like printable transfer. It looks more like puff vinyl. And it looks like it was printed first and then cut. But I was like, man, if that was the case, they did a really great job in getting right to the edge, unless they did a bleed, because you are not going to get the puff look like this if you're trying to layer. And I don't really think you can layer puff vinyl. So obviously this was printed on a like an eco solvent type printer. If this is indeed puff vinyl that is printed on, I'm not sure if they really have that, whatever. But I was like, oh, okay. Now, there were little parts of it that kind of threw, like, it's a whole bunch of stuff before a loop. Like right here on the I and the R, there is shadowing. I was like, okay, well, did it ghost? Maybe it is sub. Did it ghost? Was that a part of it to where, again, back in the day, you probably would have gotten a shirt that was not so great, right? Maybe it was all a part of the design to have this look like an old school cheap, thrown together non-celebrity type shirt. The thing that really threw me for a loop in this design was you don't really notice it so much up here, but with the blue part of it. And there are ways that this could have been done. So with the word amazing, look at how small the center of the A is. So that's the outline. And I was like, okay, you could have just typed it out and left that in blue, or like made it to where it was white around it, to where it did not look like just the outline, where everything else is the regular. So this is the offset of the originally typed out word amazing. Now up here, you can't tell as much because they all have like bigger spaces. The O has a big space, the R and stuff, they have a big space. But if you look at how big the opening is here and then here, you can tell that they typed it out, they put the offset on it, like how they had all of this. And rather than have it be yellow, because instead of going yellow, pink, yellow, pink, yellow, like, and to have that, they just took the top layer off and left the offset. I don't know. Again, maybe that was a part of their thought process, but just looking at it, it just seemed kind of weird, like at first glance, and just, I guess you can say off of my style of designing. As I always say, no one can tell you that your design is not correct. I'm not saying that it's not right or it's wrong for it to be that way. It's just something that stood out to me, that they made the blue section the offset part and not have anything in the front, versus once they did put the offset on it, just removing the offset from that and just letting the initial or the original text be the blue part of it. That was the only thing I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I don't know what their thought process was when they designed it, but that's just something that stood out to me. Now, the other thing was in the fact that, so, okay, look, this is also the reason why I said that it could not all be sub, right? Because a lot of people said, okay, well, maybe it's sub. Well, if it was sub, why not sublimate the front and the back? Why put something that is very much so a printable to the front, but then put vinyl on the back? And then this is, if this is in fact printable from like a solvent or latex printer, and this is a print and cut from that, if you were going to print and cut that and weave that, why not do the same thing for the front? If you're going to do a eco solvent, that means now you're a little bit more advanced in like printing processes. Why not order maybe like a DTF transfer or something like that? Because those colors on the front look extremely dull. That's when some people say, okay, why not, like, why would not be sub? I'm like, yeah, I just don't see it being sub, because they're two different techniques. There are two distinctive techniques between the front and the back. So sublimation, you will be able to sub the front and the back. Now, if you were like the way that this is, I mean, they could have easily put an offset around this and done a eco solvent transfer for the front. That's the only reason why I was like, man, I don't know about the back anymore, because if it was printed, why not do this to where the colors match? But these colors definitely do not match in any way, shape, or form. Okay, there's no way she's done with my dog already. How in the heck is she done with my dog already? There's no way. Hold on. Sorry, Even's not in here, so I have to go get the dog. Oh, I'm live. Can you remind me there? Perfect. He heard the doorbell. Um, but that's just my expert analysis of the shirt. Now, on to the post that I made as far as the cost of it, right? So here's my thing. When the premises of my post was no matter how this shirt was made, we can look at it, and even if it was just a printable transfer for lights, like your Nina, your Avery, your Jolie, your Starcraft, your whoever it is, if it was a transfer for light, we have front and back. Because of who it is, it's not like, okay, someone can go and order it and be like, um, whoever is the representative of like putting this together, all right, hey, I need shirts made, and they can kind of lowball somebody, find somebody to do it really cheap, and then it's like, wait a minute, you wake up and find out that your shirt is like was used at a celebrity baby shower, so it's like, dang it, I should have charged them more, right? But this, you can clearly tell whose baby shower was going to. So if they got that request, I guarantee you they did not charge 15, 20 bucks for a front and back design. However it's made, guarantee they did not charge that. Probably didn't charge 20, 25 bucks. I say all of that to say it's all about who you are selling to, who you are marketing to. It's a lot of people looked at it and was like, oh, it's a no for me. It's a no for me. It's this, is that. Oh, I should have asked, how much would you have charged for this shirt? That's the question I should have asked. But in this, I'm pretty sure like they probably wouldn't have batted an eye if this is someone who has done shirts before. The fact that it's like them, for them to, unless it's like the person that makes the shirts is like the event planner's cousin, like, okay, you got into shirts, like let me put you on real quick. But I looked, and their Instagram, they have like what, 33,000 and some change, almost 4,000 followers. Now, I don't know if those followers came because of like the fact that you can see their name on the shirt. The website that has that isn't, I don't think it's them, because it's a totally different like icon for like the image of it. So the website that says stupid shirts, t-shirts or something like that, I don't think it's theirs, but there's an Instagram and it has that icon. It has that like that same logo. So that's theirs. And it's only like, well, at the time I checked yesterday, it was only like 4,000, well, a little under 4,000 followers. And they were not following anyone. So I was like, wait a minute, you just like a regular t-shirt person and you don't follow nobody? So that's why I was like, And then it wasn't posted. Like, you put your logo in the shirt. So why would it not be on your Instagram? Actually, let me see if it's on the Instagram now that it's been a couple hours. Let's see if it's on their Instagram. No, still not. Oh, they're actually way under. They are at 3,656 and they're not following anyone. So it was little things like that that made me be like, was this real? Because why would you not, like, that's something that's big. It's on every news outlet. Why not put it on your Instagram and kind of capitalize off of it? So I was like, man, that is kind of interesting on whether or not this is really a shirt from their actual baby shower. One thing about me, no, I am not pulling apart anyone's work. We all can analyze. I went through as far as going through what I thought the material was that was made. I said, for me, I would not go and do the outline. I've also said that no one can tell a designer how to design something. I also said that we don't know what their thought process was. So I've never bashed anyone and I never pulled apart anyone's work. I never said anything was bad about it or anything like that. I just noted how you can go and tell. As those who want to get into doing t-shirts and things like that, you should be able, when you are a professional, you can look at a shirt and break it down and know the type of shirt, the type of material. I know of pretty much every single way that a t-shirt can be made. So I was just breaking down what what possible ways this shirt can be made. So never, ever, ever did I pull apart and like downplay someone on what they um uh on how they made it. So she was like, I was just about to say something like that. Maybe Riri or Rocky let their little cousin do it. Yeah. So I was like, it was just so weird to me that their Instagram, they were not following anyone and then they didn't post it. I'm like, this is your moment to like, yo, I did these shirts. Like that made me kind of question, like, is this like an authentic shirt? Because the Instagram just didn't match up for me. And I'm like, there was no website. So I was like, how did this person get on their celebrity event planner's radar? And then just thinking about the cost, like this, if it really was for their baby shower, you get, I don't care what your prices are, right? You get a request and say, I need shirts made for 25, 50 people, 25, 50 shirts. They said it was small and intimate. Don't know. Hell, for a celebrity, 100 people can be small and intimate. And it's saying Ree and Rocky's rave shower. It's for their baby shower. If you went into that and still charged them $25 and it is for a celebrity, then you definitely need to take my class on pricing. It was all to say that we question our prices, right? We'll constantly have people that will say, oh, I'm not paying that. That's too much. If this was in fact and I said, okay, so let me also clarify something. When I said those cheap behind transfers, it's not, someone said, well, what's a good transfer? Doing a transfer for lights is the least expensive way to ever make a shirt. There are a lot of ways to do it. Even if they wanted to have this old school feel and make it kind of feel authentic, there's still a way to do it where it's like, okay, it can have the old school look, but it is for celebrities. So let's do this with DTG. Let's get some DTF transfers. Let's do screen print. I mean, obviously there was no limit in the cost for a celebrity. So you can have this look. Why not do it in screen print like any of the other ones? So printable transfers for lights is the cheapest, the most, like the least expensive way to make a full color graphic shirt. And that is what I meant in it's a cheap behind like transfer. Like that's what it is. Now the back could be puff vinyl. If it's printed, that can cost a little pretty penny. But I guarantee you they did not price this as if they were selling it to any Joe Schmo. If they went and because of who it is, and they told that person that this customized shirt that is front and back prints is going to cost you 40, 50 bucks. The fact that it's a celebrity, I probably would have went up a little bit more on it. But even if it was their regular price, you're not going to have someone that's going to say, okay, no, I can go find it cheaper. It's all about who you are marketing to. If the majority of your demographic that you are marketing to and who you are targeting, if you are, for lack of better words, being lazy about going out and really being in a space and networking with those who have disposable income and aren't going to badmouth or aren't going to try to negotiate with you and tell you that it costs too much, that means that they don't really value customized items. There's nothing that you're going to be able to do to make them feel like what you're doing and just putting and ironing on a transfer is worth more than $10. They're not looking at everything. That is what the premises of my post was, is that I guarantee you this shirt wasn't done for $15 or they came to them, oh, well, can you, such and such over here said that they're going to make it cheaper. Can you go lower? Dude, your design says Rihanna and Rocky. Baby, don't come over here with that foolishness. My price is my price. And that's the thing that I want you guys to get to the point of really breaking down what it's going to cost to make a shirt, whatever method it is. If you like this same shirt, we just named off a couple ways that it can be made. If someone wants a very quality shirt, you can give them that same design in a quality print um, 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 method, and that's not going to crack or fade and things like that. And you can charge them more. If they are someone who does not want to pay that premium price, okay, I can give you this to work within your budget. Do understand that this is the most economical way for this to be done. So, put a time, put something like, okay, this is great for 3 washes, or put the disclaimer out there that because you are choosing to take the least expensive option, this is what can potentially happen. In this option, it is not meant to be something that lasts forever. Now, we can make it with this very quality shirt. We can make it with this quality print method, and it's going to last. But to get this to where it is quality, it costs this amount. If when you're looking at anything like this, if anybody who does shirts didn't look at this and try and at least break it down and figure out exactly what it was, then I don't know what to tell you. Because as someone that makes t-shirts, it was just a natural thing to look at that and be like, okay, yep, that could be this, this, and this. Okay, if it was this type of shirt, obviously it's not your regular Gildan type shirt because they were able to put their brand and the size on the inside. So this was some sort of tagless shirt, either a tearaway tag or just simply a tagless shirt, because they were able to put their logo on the inside. Or they are a company that produces their own shirts and have the logo on the inside and it just says like the sizing. But then I'm like, okay, I don't think it'll be that because you don't even have like a full on website. So it's really just breaking down business. Like that's what I was doing. So I pulled apart business. Okay. It's not okay. So what I don't get is some people say cheap. I don't really, most times I don't use the word cheap, but unfortunately it doesn't get people's attention like the way that the algorithm works. When I go and I put like, inexpensive, affordable and things like that, it really doesn't pick up. Now, it's never a put down. People go all the time and say, where can I find shirts cheap? So because I guess what you're saying, it's because of the content in which I said it that I'm putting someone down, but it's a fact. That is the cheapest way to make a shirt. So I don't understand how it's a put down when it's actually a fact that printable transfers for lights is the least expensive. It's the cheapest way. So we go and we say, where can I find shirts for cheap? Where can I find this for cheap? Where can I find X, Y, and Z for cheap? We want a DIY stuff. We want a Dollar Tree stuff. All that stuff is how to make cheap, da 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 da. That word is everywhere, but it's a put down. Not sure how, but hey, you're entitled to your opinion because this whole thing is my opinion. But anywho, all that to say, really think about all the different ways that you make that shirts can be made, how you make shirts. Really break down your price because there is someone for every person that tells you that it does, oh, I'm not paying for that, it costs too much. Oh, I was looking to pay da 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 da. There's 5, 10 people who will pay your price without batting an eye. And don't worry about the few that said that I'm not paying, that's too much for a shirt. I don't want to pay that. I'm going to find the next person. This particular artist probably was someone who, in order right before this, they said, no, I'm not paying that. That's too much. I don't want to pay $25 for a grass shirt front and back. You don't have a $10 front and back shirt. And then here comes this order, and they did not bat an eye at paying that. I guarantee whoever ordered this shirt, they didn't pay $10, $15 for a front and back shirt. It looks like they were supporting someone that just started out. I don't do shirts, but it looks I look at it and say it's sublimation and the back is vinyl. And that's the other thing. You never know. I get people all the time that will go and they'll ask, well, hey, how is this shirt made? There's literally a million ways that it can be made. It can be done. So there's no surefire way to ever tell, especially if you can't touch it, feel it, and know what the material is. At first glance on it, it just did not look like sublimation to me. One, just the shirt itself. Knowing qualities of and you test a bunch of shirts, you'll be able to kind of tell. When I go into the store, I play the guessing game. I'll look at something, all right, let's see how much is this, a cotton or polyester shirt. Sometimes I am quite surprised because it feels a lot different than how it looks. And I'm like, dang, that's all 100% cotton. I just knew that was going to be polyester. But that's the business that I'm in, is to figure out how things are made. One of my favorite shirts that I use, which is what's the name? What's the brand of that shirt? Was it Ultra Club? Actually, I don't remember. It was Ultra Club or Port and Co. How I found out about those companies as being a brand of polyester shirts. My son has a Ray Allen shirt from the arena. They did not bother to cover up. That's another thing. Like, people always want to go and they don't want to use, they don't want to show that it's a Gildan shirt, it's a this, it's a that. Man, that shirt that was sold in the Heat store had the tag of just the shirt brand, not the company that made the shirt. It was just the shirt brand, and they just put the design on it. So me, of course, I'm like, okay, I like the way this shirt looks. I like the way it feels. I like the way the colors pop on it. I knew that it was sublimation. So I went and looked up the name that was on that tag. Couldn't find that exact company, but whenever you searched it, I don't remember if it was Port and Company, Port and Co, or Ultra Club, but one of those companies came up when you searched the name that was in that shirt. I guess maybe because they got brought out or whatever. But I do that all the time as a shirt maker. When I see a shirt and I purchase the shirt and I want to know more about it, if I like it, I'm going to do research on it. That is what we do as a good person is always going, a good business person is going to always do research on your competition. We look at those who are doing this and who are in the Facebook groups and they're small businesses as our competition. And they're really not, because your goal is never to stay on the level of those who are starting out with you. It's to get to that point where you are the company that's going to press the shirts that's going to go inside of the Heat store, go inside any NBA, NFL store. So why not go and analyze and for lack of better words, break down that shirt so that you understand what it takes to get those type of orders. Like, you can't go and do a cheap product. You cannot go like, okay, well, I want a 99-cent shirt. Like, I always see people saying, well, where can I find this at cheap? Where can I get cheap shirts? Where can I get cheap tumblers? Where can I get cheap pillows? Where can I get this, that, third? Cheap. But when you go and you look at the quality of like shirts and you look at the brands and you go find them, you realize, man, this isn't a cheap shirt. So if I want to be on this level and I want to supply major companies, if I want to be on the radar for celebrities and A-list event planners, I can't be thinking cheap, 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 cheap all the time. You have to analyze and break down your business and figure out how you can provide quality and still make a profit. And if you're going to provide quality to make that profit, you may have to increase your prices. You can't upgrade in the materials that you use, but still charge the same price, because you're going to lose out, not them. The people that won't pay your prices isn't your clientele. Exactly. I don't get how you're teaching us how to analyze. I don't get how you're teaching us to analyze things can be negative. I appreciate this because I break down also, and this helped me. I do the same thing looking for polyester shirts. Exactly. I look at shirts and analyze how they are made as well. Cheap is as cheap does. I'm confused. So is your issue the fact that I said it on a live platform? I'm confused because you analyze. So I guess I'm wrong in the fact that this is my platform. This is what I do. So are you saying that I'm wrong in the fact that I went live talking and trying to help others and breaking down and analyzing, looking at a shirt, that I'm wrong for doing that? I'm a little confused. She's like, I look at tags too and look them up while I'm in the store. I do. I don't know about anybody else, but I definitely do. But anywho, hopefully it does help, because there were a lot of different opinions. Some people look at it and say that it's sub. Now, I think we all agree that the back was puff vinyl. It just happens to have this like rounded edge. But to be honest, going back and really think, like, I mean, it's the reason why I thought it was puff, because of like, I'm going to kind of zoom in here. Like you can kind of see like an indentation here. That's what makes me think that it's like puff, because you can see around it. But in thinking about it being a transfer, that could actually be an offset to keep it all together and cut as one piece. So this may not be puff vinyl now that I think about it. The outlines around it are actually a little too perfect. Right in here, this just might be an outline. So when you are designing, right? So let's just go GOT. And I'm going to choose Arial black. All right. Now, it has an outline around it. Okay. That's like the first one. That's when it changes the look of it. But if there is another outline or another offset around this, what that's going to do is now connect this. Before, they were not connected at all. I'm going to take this down to like 0.1. All right, so that's barely connecting right there. But when I hit apply, it still becomes one piece. That could very well not be puff vinyl. And what you're seeing is basically the clear, because transfers for whites is more of it's completely clear. It's like a weird film. So if they ended up printing that and they cut it to the edge of it, then that will give that the same look. So there's like, I mean, I am just one where I break down everything. It's never to bash anyone. And I don't like the thought that because you don't agree with something that someone does, you have your way of doing things. I'm just stating what my thought process is. It's never put down to anyone else. It's just, this is not my style. It might be your style. No one can tell you that your style is right or wrong. It's just not mine. So all I'm doing is expressing my thoughts and my opinions on it. It doesn't mean that I'm putting the next person down. I analyze shirts when I'm shopping all the time. If I see a shirt I like, I look at the price, quality, then determine if I can make it myself. Agree, or learn a new technique. Exactly. That's one of the ways how I realized about, and I saw a shirt in one, probably Walmart or Target, and I'm like, it was screen. I know it wasn't a screen print, like just like they were regular screen printed, because you don't really see the layers. It looked like it was just kind of like one, and then you can still somewhat see like this like transparent outline around it. Then I end up doing a lot of research. That's actually how I found out about screen print transfers. And there's this really older guy who wears glasses, And when I was doing my research, I came across his video. I cannot remember his name to save my life anything right now, but he's an older guy. He wears glasses, and he talked about screen print transfers. He talked through his nose. And that's when I started doing more research about screen printing. I'm like, oh, this makes your life so much easier. And then I end up finding out the companies that did it, and I tried it out, and that's how I end up adding screen print transfers to my um, options. I constantly worry about my price versus the quality of my products, and I appreciate this information so much. You are very welcome. Thank y'all. Because but no, look at that. But anywho, that could not. Looking back at that again, we don't know how it was made. And now I just gave another scenario on how this could have been made because that outline is kind of like perfect all the way around. I still think but this could not be puff. And I think the only reason why we think it's puff is because they use the outline of the letters instead of the actual like original one. So if we pull this apart and we pull so this is rounded out compared to this one, which is sharp corners. So if you use an offset and it rounds it off, when you go to press it, it could give the illusion of it being puffed. So you never know. You never know unless this person unless you get your hands on it. The only way that you'll ever be able to tell how a shirt is made is to actually get your hands on it, feel it to see if you feel a separation in it. And then if it's like, if it feels like plasticky, you can kind of tell if it's a transfer. There's a certain feel for DTG, DTF. If you have not ordered or gotten a shirt that is all of those different ways that you can go and get a feel of it. I like ordering shirts, not that I may wear it all the time. As someone that makes shirts, I'm going to order a shirt so I can really feel the difference. This is why I'm able to break down when someone says they think that like Eco Solvent is like the greatest thing ever. And I'm like, it really is no different than Jet Pro because you're still going to have that heavy feel to it. Why? Because I have touched, I have felt, I have made all of those shirts. The only ones that I have not ever made myself is a DTG, like a direct to garment one. I've had DTF transfers and felt those, but I felt a DTF one when I went, a DTG one when I went to the vinyl store that I go to. I feel what, it looks like when it's just printed directly on it. I know what white toners. I've made white toners. I've done a screen print transfer. So I know how that feels as far as like plastisol. So I have had my hands on almost every single type of way that a shirt can be made to where I can look at that and I can break it down and I can tell someone the differences, the benefits, the pros, the cons of different methods of shirts. The words with the outline look plain. The teal word looks like puff. Yeah. Everyone isn't going to get this lesson, but it's okay. It's the ones that do that appreciate it. Thank you for that. All right. My opinion, and I put that on there in my expert opinion, how these shirts were made. And the main part of it was just pricing, guys. I help people on the daily who struggle with what to price, or they are questioning what they do because someone who is not, if they have not paid, they are not your customer. Oh, well, they said that it costs too much. I've asked that question. Why do you help with my pricing? Why do you need help with your pricing? Do you feel like you are not charging enough? No, well, I went and, every time I do a shirt, someone tells me that it costs too much. They can find somebody cheaper. Well, that's on them. That's not on you. If you know everything that it takes to make that shirt, make that tumbler, make that tutu, make that outfit, make those bling shoes, and you've broken it all down, and that's what it's going to take for you to make a profit, for your business to make a profit, and then for you to make a salary and make and earn wages from it, then that price is the price. And if they say that it's too much, then they are not your clientele. They can't afford you. That's a good thing on you. You don't have to bring yourself down. If your goal and what you did was not to service those who may not be able to afford great things, but like to have all the extravagant, but you want to be the person that does it. Walmart, Publix, Target, they all sell Frosted Flakes. That's one of my favorites. They sell Lucky Charms, but the price is very much so different at Walmart, Publix, Winn-Dixie, Target, Kroger's. All these places, they don't have the same exact price point for the exact same cereal, and a lot of the times the exact same size. So it's about the market that you are selling in. Um, do you think someone to go into Target? I mean, they went into Publix and they're like, man, I'm not about to pay $4 for this cereal and I can go get it at Walmart. Then they can waste gas to then go to Walmart unless Walmart was a part of their trips anyway. It's like, okay, I'm not going to buy it here. I'm going to buy it over here. But in everything that we do, there are different prices. Burgers don't cost the same amount of money. Burgers have two buns, piece of meat in it. And if it has cheese, I mean, it's cheese, pretty much the same size cheese. But burger prices are not the same at every single burger joint. French fries are potatoes. These potatoes are grown in the same dang on fields, but it's all about how they cut them, how they season them, the name that's on it, the boxes that they're in. What is your small box compared to my small box? Are they the exact same size? Is it the exact number of ounces for a small drink at this restaurant and a small drink here? So you can never compare somebody else's prices to yours. What you have to focus on is what it's going to take for you to run your business and stand on those prices and be confident on whatever prices that you have put in place. And when it's time to increase those prices, not worry about what anybody's going to say if they're not going to buy. You can't put yourself in a hole because you now have to pay more for things and you want to keep things at the same price. You can't go to where it's like, okay, when I first started out, I was doing it this way. I was charging this amount. I was getting these materials. I was DIYing a bunch of stuff. And now you're doing quality work. I'm not saying quality, but you're using quality products, more high end, something that's going to last longer. If you still charge the same price, who's losing? You're on the losing end of that stick. With doing this room, there's a lot of things that I DIY'd the first time. This time around, I ain't got time for that. Like, it took up way too much time to DIY it and then figure it out. This time around, nope, let me go buy a desk. I'm not building a desk. I'm gonna go buy this unit. I'm not building this. I'm not doing that. I just went out and purchased the things to make it easier for me. I'm at a point where I wanted something that was easier to do. I wanted something that was a better quality. My last desk fell apart after like 2 years. So I wanted something more. Something better. So I had to pay more. You're going to always find that in whatever business it is. This time around, I got IKEA stuff. Maybe when I go and now have a big office somewhere else and in our headquarters at, our corporate office, I may not want IKEA. I might want to go and have something that's made with real wood instead of pressed particle boards. Like, that might be my preference then. That's going to cost me more because it is a higher quality. You have to price based off of what it's going to take for you to run your business and the quality of like where you are, your expertise in something. If you are truly an expert, charge expert prices. If you are a beginner, you're not going to make as much money and you are still learning. So essentially, they're paying you to learn. They're paying you to be they're your guinea pigs and they're paying you for it. So you're not going to make as much money. But once you go and you master it and you can break down everything about it, know that it's time to increase those prices because there is someone that's going to pay the price. Those shirts were not $15. Them shirts probably weren't even $20, $25, and they're front and back. And the person that booked them most likely didn't bat an eye at it because, hello, it's for a celebrity baby shower. All right. Let's hit that thumbs up for this free knowledge. Yeah, I say save time or save money. Sometimes can't do both. You can never do both. Sorry. In my opinion, you can never do both. And I've said that a couple times. You have to choose one of the two. You can't save time and save money, and vice versa. Do I plan on selling poly shirts? I don't plan. I'll put it, I've said it before in a video, so I'm not even going to act like I've never said it. I don't plan to, how can I say, manufacture shirts where it's HS Ink shirts. It takes a lot when it comes, when you're doing that. There are some really, really great brands. There are brands that I stand by. This shirt, I can tell by looking at it, this should be a sports tech shirt. Let's see. Is this one sports tech? Haha. I knew what shirt I had on just by feeling it. Like I like sports tech. I like Team 365. I like Port & Co. What I want to work on now is being a distributor of those shirts that I already like versus getting my own, because, and this is my thought process in this. Everyone's different. I can get shirts, right? If I get a shirt, it's going to be a shirt that most of you guys don't like. I actually like the semi silky, like it doesn't have to be like the super, super shiny ones like Ultra Club, but I like a shirt that got like a little semi gloss to it. I like a shirt that looks like a polyester shirt. I don't like thick shirts. Thick shirts, you get more of a line of demarcation and then you have to press the line out. So if I did an HS Ink shirt, y'all might not like it because I'm not going to do a super thick shirt. Of course, it's not going to be thin either, but I'm not going to do a super thick shirt. I'm not going to focus on a shirt that looks like cotton because polyester is not cotton. Like I'm not trying to make something that is not that, So in my thought process of, I'm like, I'm about to go through this because they're going to say, well, I don't want this, I don't want that. So I rather be a distributor for a couple different companies that have different feels. I will break down the good, better, best, and the qualities of it when I post it on our site. But I don't want to have an HS Ink branded shirt because to meet the needs of everyone, I'm going to have several different lines. And we're just not there yet. Which, I mean, it's not a bad thing because everyone, Gildan has several lines of cotton shirts. Bella Canvas has different levels of shirts. I'm just not there yet to focus on that. I like teaching. And once you're doing that and you're doing the product development and all that, you have all these SKUs and all that stuff, that becomes a lot of work. I just want to be a distributor. I have on sports tech right now, and the colors are amazing. This is printed with plain paper setting. Plain paper setting. Look at how dark and beautiful those colors are because that part, that's our lovely ink and paper. But yeah, this is This is the unisex sports tech shirt. Well, you can't even see that. Bam. All right, y'all. I have been on here for an hour. Hopefully this was helpful for you and you take what you need from it. Leave what you don't, but it was just me trying to help out with breaking down understanding shirts and understanding prices. All right. So don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, share it out if you found it valuable. Be sure to visit our website, shop.hsink365.com is where you will find our sublimation ink, sublimation paper that allows you to sublimate as low as 365 degrees and still get amazing colors. Actually, this shirt was pressed at 325. Y'all, if you haven't seen that video, go back and check it out. I did two of these. One was pressed at 365 and one was pressed at 325. Actually, no, this is the 365 one because the brown looks a little bit different. Is it over here? Hold on, let me see. Haha, I saw this one. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so one of these shirts is 365. One of these shirts is 325. Hold on. How can I make it to where you can see both? Hold on. Wait, there we go. No, wait. Okay, wait, there we go. Let's just fold it. One shirt is $365. One shirt is $325. Can you tell which one is which? Wait, there we go. Boom. One of these I pressed at $325, 60 seconds, and the other one at $365, 30 seconds. And they are slightly different. If I hold it up, you can see the slight difference in color. Now you can probably tell which one was which because there is a slight difference in the skin color. I can barely tell. That is amazing. This is actually the 365 because her face is a little bit darker. This is actually the 325 shirt. Which one is this? Is this also Sports Tech? No, this is a different brand. I don't even know who this is because I cut the tag off. Yeah, the one I'm wearing is 365, and then this one is the 325 one because it's slightly darker. I mean, slightly lighter. But they're still both amazing. 320, and I can tell the difference in the black too. Look at the black here, and the black there is a little bit different. I'm holding 325. Yep. I changed 325. You're holding. The one on the left looks lighter. So I would say that's the one you press at the shorter time. No. So the one that's at the shorter time is the darker one. So this is the shorter time, but it's a higher temperature. This is 365 for 30 seconds. This is 325 degrees for about 60 seconds. And I just realized another reason why I know that this is the 325 one. When I closed it down, I realized that it was at 325. So I redid it again. And because I lifted up and did it again, I got like a little bit of ghosting on some parts. So that this is definitely the 325 because I ended up closing it down again for the 30 seconds. So this is 325, 60 seconds. This is 30 seconds. Girl, that HS ink paper don't play. So yeah. And then there it is. Being incredible makes you inspirational. Ask me how I know. Actually, I don't think that's on the back of this one. Nope, that's on the back. I can tell too. This one has this on the back. This one doesn't. But I had it on my gray shirt that I had on yesterday. All right, y'all, let me hop up off of here. I have to put out my schedule for my academy programs. I just realized I didn't put them out. So I'm going to do that, and I shall talk to you guys later. Hopefully today I can actually do some sort of demo because I haven't turned on my press in God knows how long. So hopefully today I can do some sort of actual like demo, whether it's the heat press or if it is grad fans. One of those will get done today. All right, y'all. Until next time, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity and be incredible. Peace.